Let's just say there are a lot of very important individuals doing a lot of important stuff with our weapons, and anytime we talk about them, they have nothing but great things to say and how they got them out of some really shitty situations. So
you gotta love that, right?
100%.
You know, this one of the last things you should worry about is what? That rifle, right? It needs to go bang, and the bullet, when it leaves the gun, needs to go where you aimed it. And our jobs were a lot easier when I was deployed because I trusted my equipment. I don't remember seeing the sights. I don't remember pulling the trigger, but I remember right before I went on mission, that when I loaded that rifle, I'm like, that rifle will work. I know it. And that really made it a little easier on us to do our mission. Well, one less thing to worry about.
Yeah, and it can't just go bang once, you know, it's gotta go bang several times and keep working. So.
Right. Hey, welcome to another episode of Over the Barrel. I'm pretty excited today. Today I'm getting to sit down with Gunnar from Noveske Rifleworks. Man, you know, the Rainier brand and Noveske's gone hand in hand since the early 2000s. And then over time, we've developed a really great relationship with this high-end brand, and watching that brand grow has been amazing to me. So really awesome to have Gunnar here with us today.
Appreciate you having me, guys.
And you traveled all the way here from Oregon.
Yep.
We got you a nice Midwest steak last night.
Yep,
right?
super good.
Slept well in the hotel.
Yep.
Cool. And then got him in here today. We got some shooting going on the range with the Noveske product line. And so, you know, what these people that are going to watch this video is going to want to know is who is Gunnar? So tell us a little bit about that.
So was a diehard fan of Noveske for many years, and slowly was able to build a relationship with Lorena and Scott Lookabaugh, the head of manufacturing there. And over time, they were nice enough to offer me a position up there after talking to them for a certain amount of years. And so now I'm in charge of the Western United States for sales and dabble in LE a little bit. Couldn't be happier. It's a huge honor.
Yeah, where'd you grow up?
Arizona.
Yeah? And you lived there for like a long time?
Yeah, about 20 years. Was born in California, moved there right before I turned 5, and then I moved up to Oregon right when they offered me the job, and the rest is history. So.
What were you doing prior to that?
I was doing some personal training and then some security stuff, and was always shooting a lot and very passionate about the brand, so that kind of just led me on my way.
Wow, how cool is that? They recognized the talent that you obviously have, and then wanted you to be a brand, to push their brand in the places in which you travel. Yeah, I find that you're a great asset to the brand, and a matter of fact, I texted Lorena earlier and said, man, what a great young man that he is.
Thank you, it means a lot. Yeah, it's a huge compliment to be able to be there and represent them.
We don't, we don't throw those kinds of compliments out all the time, but what we try to do is we try to tell the truth, right? So if you weren't, we wouldn't say it.
Appreciate it. It means a lot coming from you, G-Dub.
Yeah, no problem. No problem at all. So we know a little bit about who you are and how you came to the brand. So why don't you tell us the Noveske story as you know it?
Yeah, so Johnny and Lorena have always both been very passionate about rifles. Johnny started over at Packnor on the coast making barrels. And after the horrible tragedy in 2001, 9/11, I think that really sparked a fire under him to bring the most dependable rifle to market, focusing on reliability, accuracy, ultimate fit and finish, and I think we're doing just that. And we've been doing it ever since.
You know, you said Packnor barrels. The heart of the Noveske rifle is the barrel, right?
Yeah.
And what makes those guns special is the barrel. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so it's 416R stainless. We have a proprietary match chambering that's much tighter than most other barrels, getting very good accuracy out of it. And we do it the same way since the very beginning because we haven't found another process that gets that success with it. So
anytime someone talks about your brand, they talk about how the barrels perform.
Yeah.
And that's pretty remarkable as long as the brand's been around. So good for you on that. So what else do you think sets the brand apart from other makes and models
Just the passion. I mean, everyone at work is very excited to be there every day. They want to put their best into the product. I never see anyone not with a smile on their face, even on the tough days, like dealing with some shit. You know, you wipe it off your shoulder and keep going. And then just taking the time with the product. I mean, every single step in the manufacturing process, we have QC checks in every one.
One of the things that I think is awesome is that when things got sporty a few years ago with COVID and civil unrest and all those things, you guys didn't ramp up the process, cut corners, and bring guns to market. You maintained your QA/QC and the steady flow of the commodity came out of that factory, and when it came out of there, us as a reseller and the customer that buys from us or directly from you or from anywhere else understands that quality was the same, and you didn't water it down to make money.
No.
And I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah.
Can you tell me anything else you might know about that?
Just keeping the quality. Yeah. We have a really small team, so it's 48 of us. So even if we really wanted to ramp up production, with the limited manufacturing capability we have, it wouldn't be very much more just to lose the quality and lose the name that we've built. So that's one thing that'll never happen. We're never really going to cut corners and do that kind of stuff. So just to make a couple extra sales while people are panic buying.
Yeah, and I'll tell you that, 20 years ago, you could get away with something like that. It wouldn't damage you, and if it did, you would rebound pretty quickly. But now with the social media and some of the other things and all the boards and whatever that the keyboard commandos are out there.
Yeah, there's a lot of those.
Yeah, so we really can't afford to cut any corners or be caught doing things that are not true to our brand. Right?
100%.
Yeah. So one of the things we say at Rainier, and it's on our mission statement, if we wouldn't shoot it or have it, we won't carry it, okay, and sell it. And that's the reason why we love the fact that Noveske is at the top of our list.
Yeah, we appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, you're right. I don't personally have one. I used to have a Noveske rifle, and I had to give it back.
We're going to have to fix that as soon as possible.
I had to give it back to the employer I had prior to this.
Okay.
Because it was part of my demo kit. And so we'll have to fix that.
Yeah, we'll build you something cooler for sure.
Oh, don't spoil me. Maybe. So I talked about a little bit about our relationship. Let's talk about what do you see going forward? What's Gunner's take on what's going to happen next with Noveske?
With
Knowing
Rainier,
that if it doesn't happen, that no one's going to lynch you. Okay.
New product with Noveske specifically, or both of us?
Yeah,
like together?
just you guys.
Just new product coming out, or sorry, didn't.
Yeah. Just anything.
So we got a bunch of new stuff we're working on. We introduced our Glock slides and barrels to market. Those have been doing awesome. The slide's special because it doesn't take any plates and it mounts most of the popular optic footprints with no plate direct mounted. And the barrels are single point cut rifling and one op, which I only know one other company in the world doing that in a pistol barrel. We were getting inch groups at 25 yards, so very impressive there. We're dabbling a lot more in the 6-arc stuff, bringing a 14.5 to market, and we will be teaming up with CGS to do a reflex can for that. So it's a super cool package. Pretty much bringing a large caliber energy with that bullet into a smaller frame platform.
That's exciting.
Yeah, and with that can, it makes a 14.5 the same length as a 10.5 suppress, so it's super, super cool.
So are you going to do a 14.5 pin weld so that people can just buy them?
Yep, and we're working on our new muzzle device that will work with our reflex can as well as some of the CGS cans. So similar to that, called the pig pen that you guys will be seeing very soon. Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
The pig pen?
Yep. Kind of a play on words from the whole flaming pig, the KX3 and KX5. So
I've got a gun
stuck
with one of
true
those
to
on
the
there.
roots. Yeah.
So I do have some Noveske product.
Okay.
So.
And then as you can see here, the black irregular defense gun, we will be bringing that to market in black anno and tannadized. So keep your eyes out for that, and there will definitely be here at Rainier.
Man, that's pretty awesome. You know, our customers that have come in and shot today have had nothing but great things to say.
Yep.
We sold some product today, which I thought was fantastic. We know that you being here will allow other people that came in and saw the product, they put it on their wish list, they think about it, and they can't stand it and come and get it, right? So I personally don't worry about the numbers that day of the event as much as I like to see what happens later, right?
Yeah.
And I think that most of the guys that I know of that I was surprised to even see in here, I said, okay, well, why are you here? He goes, well, I'm here to see Noveske. I'm like, okay.
Awesome. We'd love to hear it. Couldn't be where we are without the support from all the consumers and stuff. So we greatly appreciate all you.
We really appreciate you guys, because it's not inexpensive to make a trip out, right? And you got, with the Western United States, and you have, I'd say, hundreds of people that you need to see, right, during the year.
Quite a few, for sure.
Yeah, so you have to pick and choose where you're going to be and when. So we're very fortunate that you chose to come and hang out with us.
Yeah, right back at you, though.
Yeah, man. So you got. Let's talk about the chainsaw. There's a new variant of the chainsaw coming out. Am I right about that, or is it?
So that's the 11.5. A lot of people get confused. So the chainsaw used to be for our blemish line. Now it's called B line, and people just loved the name chainsaw and the logo so much that we decided we wanted to do something a little bit more special with it. Okay. So now instead of around a $3,000 buy-in with Noveske, you can get our fully forged rifle, the chainsaw, at around sub $2,000. We have a 794 300 blackout, a 10.5, 5.56, and 300. And a 16 in just 5.56. Same barrel, same internals, all that. Where we're saving you some money is just a single stage ALG trigger, a Raptor LT with the polymer wings, a little bit more affordable than say our Love handle, and then just the fully forged for stability.
Cool, I'll dig it. Another thing I wanted to talk to you a little about is kind of jumping around a little bit. You're obviously several decades younger than me, right? I'm going to be 60 in a little bit, so. And you're obviously a lot younger than me. So let's talk a little bit about what you see your generation looking at for firearms that you know of. What does their enthusiasm level, and what type of firearms does someone in your age bracket tend to gravitate towards?
I see a lot in today's market aimed more towards the tactical kind of stuff. A lot of CQB, running rooms, kicking down doors. Like everybody wants what the SWAT guys or the team guys are running.
Yep.
And at the end of the day, that's really why we started our company. Is we make battle rifles. You can depend your life on that gun. So I think a lot of the kids getting into it my age see that and kind of get drawn towards it a little bit, and especially when they see guys like Slade and stuff running our guns. It's kind of the proof is in the pudding. So
do you see multimedia being force people towards your commodity? Meaning social media is one part of it. I mean, like video games and some of the other things that people are playing out there that depict real live weapon systems in the video.
Yeah, I would say so. A lot of the games we don't even know about that's using our stuff, but like recently I heard of Tarkov is one that's super popular, and they have like our 10.5 in full FDE on there. So a bunch of the younger kids, 14, 15, 16 now, are learning about Noveske through this game and getting into airsoft. And we have a company that we're partners with, Evike, that actually licenses the name out and makes a lot of our popular configurations. So I would say the multimedia platforms have definitely driven a lot of business towards us, even though it wasn't intentional. It was kind of just natural as time progresses.
Does that feed into the interest through your generation, or do you think that that's across the board? I mean, there's guys my age out there gaming in this stuff.
Yeah, I think it's all ages, anyone that touches it. And then with Johnny and his history and background, a lot of the older crowd is such big fans of him, and then we got the younger guys following people like Slade and stuff, and I think we really appeal to a lot of people across all ages.
Right on. You recently had a couple guns be bought by a major celebrity for charity. Can you talk about that, or can you not talk about that?
I don't know. Yeah.
Let's just say there's a major celebrity out there, right? He almost died in a plane crash. So do the Google on that. And bought a couple guns at a pretty good fee. So you guys made $100,000 for a charity, right? Yep. And then without telling who it was. But God bless that young man for putting that money towards that charity. All those dollars will go to help veterans and veteran activities. So that's really cool. It just shows, one, that a badass American rifle company like Noveske sees that importance of that and will donate those pieces to that charity, and the charity is able to make some money on that and really put some dollars in the bank to help people. Yeah. And it says a lot about who, each one of us has character, right? But the collective character of all of us makes up the character of our business.
100%.
Right? And when we do our hiring, we hire for character. right? Now sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't, right? For the most part, it works out, right? And it seems to be the same with how Lorena has done moving forward from the tragedy of her spouse passing away, of which I knew John pretty well. I talked to him about every couple weeks. I would talk to him for about 10 minutes about a bag we were designing.
Awesome.
But and I associated with him when I'd see him at the SHOT Show or any other place. We would end up in the same place. So I found him to be a really an awesome person, and I found that his the legacy of his company really complements that. And I really appreciate the fact that young men like yourself had such a fervor for the brand that you were able to communicate that to their staff, and they're like, "We got to have you. That's cool. I dig it."
Definitely a huge compliment to me.
So tell me about, can you share with me any real world situations where the Noveske rifle system or the Noveske product was able to save people's lives? Do you know of any?
We have, I can't really name like real instances because it's a lot of like teams and stuff that we can't really talk about, but
Sure.
Let's just say there are a lot of very important individuals doing a lot of important stuff with our weapons, and
Okay.
anytime we talk about them, they have nothing but great things to say and how they got them out of some really shitty situations. So
You gotta love that, right?
100%.
You know, this the one of the last things you should worry about is what? That rifle, right? It needs to go bang, and the bullet, when it leaves the gun, needs to go where you aimed it. And our jobs were a lot easier when I was deployed because I trusted my equipment. I don't remember seeing the sights. I don't remember pulling the trigger, but I remember right before I went on mission, that when I loaded that rifle, I'm like, that rifle will work. I know it, and that really made it a little easier on us to do our mission. Well, one less thing to worry about.
yeah, and it can't just go bang once. You know, it's gotta go bang several times and keep working. So.
Right. Well, bullets are like Lay's potato chips. There's an old ad, Lay's potato chips. No one can eat just one, and I feel like bullets are the same way.
Yeah, 100%.
So what else? What else is good? I know that your life is about to change for the better, right? Sooner or later.
Yeah, I'd say I'm getting ready to put a ring on my lady back home. Shout out to Lindsay. She's a great one, takes very good care of me. When I moved up to Grants Pass for the job, it was strictly business, focus on work. I mean, this is an absolute dream come true for me. You could have told me 5 years ago I'd be with Noveske, and I'd be like, there's no way, man. And so just to be a part of it, be doing that, that's what I wanted my full focus on. And as soon as I met her, I'm like, well, hopes up on that.
Gotta go to plan B.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, it also says that, in our lives we can lockstep ourselves, right? We can say we're going to do this, or A, B, C, and D. We're not going to step forward or backward to those parameters. And I find that the most successful people that I've ever been around is able to be flexible, able to change and be very fluid with a situation that happens in front of them. And the ones that are least successful are the ones that look at change and say, I'm not embracing it. I'm only going to do A, B, C, and D, right? And in our personal lives and our professional lives, it's so important to remain flexible with your standards in mind.
Yes.
Make sense?
Yeah.
So pretty happy for you.
I appreciate it.
I think that's going to be good.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. You can always set a plan, but you got to be able to ride that wave, and you don't get to pick and choose when opportunities arise, and especially meeting the person you want to spend the rest of your life with, you got to take it when it's there.
I find, this is a little bit off the what our normal talk about over the barrel. We usually talk about guns and people that train and people that don't train and things like that. But being philosophical and talking a little bit about life is important, right? I get a chance in this job to talk to lots of people that need a little bit of, one, they want me to hear them, and two, they're a glutton for punishment and want to hear me what I have to say afterwards, right? So a lot of times I tell them, I'm like, are your antennas up? They're like, what are you talking about? And then in my former life, when we were moving across country in reconnaissance mode, we tied our antennas down so that they wouldn't be sticking up as the enemies can find it. And but we couldn't talk very well on the radio, or we couldn't hear very well on the radio. So we'd get to where we were going, that we were hidden, and we'd put our antennas up. So I'd always ask that person, I said, are your antennas up? And sometimes they're like, what do you mean? I said, Are you attuned to what's going on around you?
Yeah.
If an opportunity jumps in front of you that's unbelievable, even though you weren't looking for it at the time, can you hear the signal? Can you act upon it? You know? And a lot of times they're like, wow, I get it now. I'm like, yeah. How many times did you walk past something that was awesome and didn't know it because your head was down or your antennas were down?
Thinking about something else.
Completely. You have to be open constantly. And that goes for a 58-year-old man as well as a mid-20s. So I wish I'd have known those things when I was your age. Actually.
Yeah. I appreciate gentlemen like you, giving that advice that you can only learn with time. So
yeah, there's plenty of scars inside and out over that. So, what questions or what any information about Rainier you would like to hear about?
I want to just ask why Noveske. I mean, I know some of the points, but
okay, so it's real easy. Okay, when John first started his business, he went to Noveske and said, look, I want to sell this product. And John and him, the two Johns got together and made a pact. And it got to the point where Rainier was the premier owner of that market, the Noveske resale market. You guys always retained the rights to sell them direct, right to the consumer, but we would bring them on our website and through our channels and sell that across. I think we got kind of, with the deluge of all the rest of the stuff that happened during COVID and stuff, we kind of lost a little sight of that. What's the why? The why is a personal relationship, number one. But that personal relationship was forged by two guys that had great character, two guys that understood what quality was, and two guys that wanted to bring that quality to a customer that didn't know about it. And that's the reason why Noveske. We continue to want to do that to this day. There's no reason why anybody would go not to you or me or to Rainier and get the commodity that you guys provide. We just hope that we can hold up our end of the bargain, and we're going to try like hell to do that.
we appreciate you.
Yeah, for sure. I know that in the future we're going to endeavor to put the Noveske cross first, right? And
Let's do it.
And I think that all those things will lead to our mutual success, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Cool. So, okay, so that's kind of it. I mean, he's a man of a few words, but a lot of action. And I'll tell you that Kaya, she's not nearly, she's normally pretty active around someone she doesn't know very well, but she was able to lay here the whole time we were talking, and that says a lot about the peace inside of you. So that's good news. I really appreciate you coming, and I can't tell you how pleased I am that you're going to be here today, and you're going to go down to Oklahoma City and support those cats down there as they do their Sunday sale. Not everybody would do it.
Yeah, you're very welcome. It's my pleasure, seriously.
Thank you for coming, brother.
100%. Thanks for having me.
Anytime. That's it from us. Over the Barrel. We try to do this every time we have a premier manufacturer that I think you want to hear about. So thank you for watching and tuning in. And don't leave any nasty comments.